2, 1. From Boston, Massachusetts to Adelaide, Australia, and everywhere in between, talking local and national sports and just about anything discussed in a tavern. Broadcasting from South Lyon, Michigan. Welcome to Easy Speak at Speakeasy 330 with your hosts, Rich and Tom.
This might be a new one for us here at Easy Speak.
A late night Sunday.
It is officially 10:07 p.m.
Jesus Christ.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
We spent the day on the lake and had ambitions of going live between 7 and 8, but as you can see, that didn't happen.
Between 7 and 8. I like that.
We're about 2 hours behind.
Yeah, well, we ended up throwing down some hibachi for the neighborhood.
Yes. Yeah.
So
that takes precedence over everything. So.
Exactly. So welcome back.
Yes. I know we had some of our listeners chiming in, worried that we weren't going to go live this week. And I assured them that, yes, in fact, we were going to put together a show this week, and here we are. It is a little bit late, and as a matter of fact, he is chiming in as we speak.
But he's not.
Andre.
But he's not showing up on the screen.
He's not. He's not.
He's not showing up on the screen.
Not showing up. So we're gonna need Mr. JP, the Giant.
I don't know.
Chime in, and
he probably got the notification on his phone. And he's like, "Hey, they're live."
He sent me yesterday, and I quote, "Really?
Yeah.
You guys come back for 1 week?" And that's it.
That's
and
it.
I said, tomorrow. And he says, hell yes. So I let him know that I would let him know when we were going to go live. And well, I stayed true to my promise.
Yeah.
Even though it is now 10:08 p.m., we are live from the Speakeasy, and you might hear some voices.
We got some voices
us.
in the background.
Yeah,
we got some rumbling, some grumbling going on in the background.
And just so everyone knows, the last half an hour, it was kind of like, should we, shouldn't we?
It was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah.
And I may have guilted Mr. Jasper to do the show tonight, because I said, you know what? I spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours out here earlier today.
Yeah, that was a huge guilt trip right there.
Writing the show, which I felt was, Emmy worthy. But
yeah, you had, you know what? I read the show notes earlier today. I'm like, just let everybody know I'm getting ready to, head down to South Kakalaki.
The last tournament of the season,
yes.
Which is good news.
It's good news for us. Yeah, podcast related. Yes, it is definitely good news. However, it's hectic. It's hectic as hell.
It is hectic.
So tomorrow is
wheels up at 1 p.m. for Myrtle Beach.
Yep.
Which I have already put the order in for 2 cases of Yingling and a bat beer mug
from the Pelicans game.
Yeah, from the Pelicans down in from the good old Hesty. So hopefully he'll come through.
So if you look at the screen, look over your shoulder. There's somebody whose head keeps creeping over the top of it. we got Mr. Ryan here tonight. We
have, Chef.
We are allowing
Kielbasa King.
We are having him stay up a little bit later tonight, which is fine. But he wanted to, he wanted to be a part of the show, whether it was in the background or, anything like that. We're going to clear off the.
We enjoy having Ryan Jasper, aka the Kielbasa King of South Lyon.
The Kielbasa King.
He took part in our meal festivities.
Oh yeah,
this evening, which was really good.
So he's going to grab his. He's going to grab his.
There you go.
His apron that he's got on.
He's the Kielbasa King.
Kielbasa King.
He's got a YouTube channel that he likes to cook.
Yes, and, for sure.
Who knows?
I don't even know the name of it, but yeah, he don't even know either. I know I'm subscribed to it.
Maybe you'll see him on the iLogic networks here.
Maybe you see him on the Food Network.
Yeah,
maybe
sure.
You know what? Maybe I need to reach out to Derek, and maybe we can get a because he's got the cooking show.
Did you check out?
The caramel corn looked really damn good. The caramel corn looked good.
And season 2, for anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, it's the Grumpy Bunny season 2 here
on iLogic Media.
Thursday, it dropped on the iLogic Media. Unbelievable, Mr. Derek, who is quite the aficionado when it comes to cooking.
especially like the he specializes really in like kind of like the G-free stuff.
Gluten free.
Yeah. So anybody who's gluten free,
which
like
our good friend Amanda would definitely appreciate.
well,
that.
and also Mike Ivesel too as well.
Oh,
yeah.
Big Mike. Yeah. Shout out to Mike and Big Sean.
So anyway, so getting into sports and everything like that. How about them Tigers, man?
Well, they kicked off the quote unquote second half.
Yeah.
Even though we know that the second half had already it's come and gone, but you like
I like what I see.
You like what you've seen.
Miggy with a walk-off. Normally it's a strikeout, but he had a walk-off.
A bloop walk-off, which, let's face it,
he could have
the Twins blundered it, but hey, it is what it is. We'll take it.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take it.
It's a double header sweep, and it gives the Tigers momentum coming in today. And Peralta, we talked about him about a week ago, which I really feel like he was the reason why Turnbull, they said, okay, we're gonna shut him down. It's just because of the way Peralta has pitched. 7-0.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, he's kind of one of those guys where, going into a season, he's not the flashy big name guy.
No,
but however, I think what they're doing, and they're protecting assets right now, so that's why they don't have Turnbull pitching.
Absolutely.
There's he's got a forearm strain. They're not going to win pennants. They're not going to win championships.
Let's save them for when it matters.
Let's let them get healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's roll with it.
Yeah, and that, to me, that's the smart play, because really, when it comes to Peralta, I think about 3 weeks ago they put him in the rotation as let's hope to get 3 innings out of him.
Dude, the guy's been stellar,
and he's been I'm not going to say lights out, but he's been
money.
He's been reliable
money
to get him the innings to rest that bullpen, which is very shaky, but it's a big surprise. It's a big surprise for us. And on the topic of the
Scope, and Scope's been on fire too. That they need to sign him. He's everybody says, well, they're like, maybe you're getting around 30, whatever. My personal opinion, when it comes to baseball, when you get around between 28 and 32, it's prime. That's prime.
And he is, prior to coming to the Tigers, when he was with Baltimore, he was a Tiger killer. Just a Tiger killer.
So let's talk about this real quick. Since you brought up Tiger killer, in your mind, in your thought, who is the number one Tiger killer?
Is there any doubt?
Let's hear it.
It's Nelson from Minnesota.
You think it's Nelson Cruz?
Oh, Nelson Cruz, undoubtedly.
I got a tie. My tie is between, and this is when they both played with Cleveland. Jim Thome.
Oh, are you talking like?
I'm talking about lifetime.
Okay.
Jim Thome
or
Michael Brantley.
Michael Brantley.
I'm sorry, those two right there. They both can kiss my ass when it comes to playing against the Tigers.
And can we agree? Their swings,
they're beautiful. They're beautiful.
They're Griffey-esque. Jim Thome might have the sweetest swing ever. Michael Brantley, if it's not for his stupid tongue move that he does.
And when it comes to Jim Thome, it's just kind of like how just his whole approach to his at bat. It all starts from the time he walks in the box to the time he swings and hits a home run against Tigers. It all factors in.
As of a lot of the viewers and listeners out there know, my pops is a Cleveland fan, so I spent a lot of years watching Jim Thome and going to Cleveland, and he is probably one of the most underrated players ever graced Major League Baseball.
No, he's in the Hall of Fame.
There's no question. He's just
if Larry Walker goes in, Thome's there.
Jim Thome is probably
is he in the Hall of Fame yet?
I don't think so.
But if Larry, I'll say right now, if the great Canadian hype,
well, he should be. If anything, from the All-Star game when he faced Randy Johnson when he turned around the helmet.
Yes, but
that was priceless.
I mean, I still think that all joking aside, all kidding aside, he definitely is one of those guys that he deserves every bit of it.
His numbers say Hall of Fame.
Yep.
He's got over 500 home runs,
for sure.
and all he ever did was produce. He was just an absolute money player on the field and off. He never gotten in trouble.
Nope.
He was an ambassador for the sport, and just the type of guy that you want on your team. And we watched him for many years just destroy us. And
I know.
but when you push comes to shove after the
but that's the shit that's the shit you appreciate.
well when
You appreciate
when
you appreciate why, even though it absolutely just breaks your heart
sure.
and it kills you, but you can appreciate that there's a guy out there who absolutely
he did it the right way.
Yeah,
he did it the right way.
He did it the right way.
He did it the right way. So we've got some players with the Tigers that, let's face it, they never really. I think there was a lot of hype.
Yeah,
coming in that just didn't pan out, and whether or not the experiment is over, Willie Castro was sent down this week, which
I know
it's a bit of a shocker, but then again, it's not. I mean, I think they had a lot of.
You just got what you got to do is you got to sit back and you got to realize what you have in front of you. If you have guys that are producing day in and day out, which and honestly, right now they do.
Yeah,
they do have guys that are producing day in and day out. There is no spot for Willie Castro really in that lineup. So the next best thing you do is okay. So let's look to Toledo and let's see who would be the next guy that we could give him a chance to maybe where, we might not be struggling out there, but you know what, though? Let's bring a guy and give him a little bit of a chance.
Well, to me, it just shows you the confidence they have in their farm system.
They got a great farm system coming up.
It's now or never. It's put up or shut up, because the next guy is like chomping at the bit to get going.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Either you're going to play or you're going to go down.
And Mazzara, who got designated for assignment, who's obviously he's going to clear waivers, and he'll somebody will pick him up down the road.
Yeah.
But if there's one thing the Tigers are loaded in is outfield talent in the minors. So they brought up Derek Hill. And
dude, I'm going to tell you right now, I am so sick and tired. So sick and tired. I've seen everybody come up. Derek Hill is one of them. There is no reason why Riley Green cannot be with the big club.
I mean,
no reason why you can't.
He was on the futures game, made a hell of a play out in left field.
Not only that, though, you think about the hits produced on that team. It was from Torkelson and Riley Green.
That Erie Seawolves team, we need to get down.
We're
out.
We're going.
Check them out.
We're going.
The only thing I can think of is the fact that they don't want to bring them up yet, because once they bring them up, now they,
I hate that.
The clock stops.
I absolutely.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
I was gonna say F, but I hate how
it's a business.
How they manipulate time, and realistically, it's not fair to the player, because here's the thing. He could probably produce like nobody's business out here right now.
You have a team, but they're sitting in third place in the Central.
Yeah.
They're not going to go anywhere.
No.
So why not bring a young talent? He's 21.
It's because they don't want to lose. They don't want to lose the service time. Is what they don't want to lose.
It's one of those things where I get it, but it still sucks. But
yeah. They're looking. But that's from a fan's point of view.
Right.
But we got to look at it from an organizational,
a business
not even, but organizational point of view. It's like, all right, so we need to cherish this guy as long as we have. So
once he comes up, it's what you got him for 4 years.
Yeah,
and now you're in the prime of his career. So
yeah,
but it just shows you,
dude.
That,
but he's unreal.
Look at what Torkelson's doing.
I know. I like how you're sporting the old OC
OC represent right now. Hat and shirt.
Give a shout out, man. Phil, thank you for chiming in. Yeah, Chappie.
What's up, Chappie?
Chappie's a good guy. I tell you right now.
If there's any,
go to iLogic and check out Chappie's.
You want to talk about fantasy baseball?
Hey, I'll tell you right now. If you want to learn about fantasy baseball in Bourbon.
Oh, Chappie.
Chappie's the guy you got to talk to.
And while we're at
the guy you got to talk to.
One of Chappie's co-hosts, who also has another show on the iLogic Media, Mr. Randall, not the quarterback.
QB1.
See, Randall.
That's QB1.
QB1 and I have a fandom we share, and it is of the greatest band to come out of Athens, Georgia.
It's like
Seven Dust.
it's almost like I want to call it gayness and sweetness.
Hey, whatever it is.
That's exactly what it is. Hey, Chappie, you're right, dude. The Tigers are going to be a legit team in a few years. I love, you know what? And that guy, he's not from the area.
No,
He's not from the area.
No.
And he even sees what we're talking about, how legit that this Tiger team is going to be in a couple of years.
well,
They are going to be absolutely legit with what they have coming up. They do need, and we talk about the draft, Jackson Jobe. Everybody's hosing the shit out of that pick.
We're going to get to here in a minute. Yeah, we're going to get to.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
Here's
Randall
the
is
thing.
good stuff.
Here's the thing about the organization, and we talked about it on the OC this past week. Dombrowski gutted the farm system. And for the longest time, they were dead last in baseball. So as much as people want to bag on Avila, don't call him Avila because he's not. Avila. He's Al Avila. He has built this farm system into what is now considered the second best farm system in baseball. Yes, he has not made the big trade. Yes, he's not spent the big money. But let's face it, there's a huge contract that's still on the books for the Tigers. It takes up almost half of their payroll.
They got to get rid of that. But they're gonna eat it along. Is what they're gonna do. Chunk at a time, they're gonna eat it along.
But with the pitching staff they have, and the players that are ready to make the jump within the next year or two, you're gonna when Miggy's contract's up, there's gonna be some players that want to come here, and it's a la 2006 when Pudge came here and then Rogers came here, and people started believing in this team, and they rode the coattails of a very young pitching staff.
Yes,
that kind of took them almost to the promised land. And that was great times around here. But
which year are you talking?
2006.
Oh God.
When they, to me, the bright lights got too big for them, and they didn't know how to handle. And
did you hear that laugh? It wasn't from the Speakeasy. I'll tell you that.
I don't know where that came from.
Somebody's cackling outside.
It might be the Speakeasy doors are open.
The doors are open in the Speakeasy, so we hear some cackling. So if you hear any cackling, but yeah, no, you're right. I think that it was just kind of one of those things where we're like, we got spoiled as Tiger fans. We got spoiled because we absolutely fell into a great draft. Great team. We had some rookies. We had some guys who were just a couple years in that played very well. And as Chappie says, you guys got ghosts. That's funny. So he said the team was loaded. I mean, in 06 the team was loaded. But I think what happened was exactly what you said. The lights got really bright, and they kind of faltered on that.
And
for sure.
And the way that pitching rotation was set up, I go back to the series in 06 against the Yankees, where they brought out Joel Zumaya, so they would bring Joel Zumaya out
Guitar hero.
after Kenny Rogers pitched. So you have a guy who he might hit 88, 89, if he's lucky, but he knows how to paint the out corner of the plate. Now bring in Zumaya who can hit 100, 102. I mean, it was mastery, and it was fun to watch a team nobody thought in a million years would do what they did, take down the Yankees. And I mean,
they didn't just take down the Yankees;
they mollywopped them.
They bitch slapped them.
Yes, they did.
They bitch slapped them.
And I believe that they're going down that road. They're using that road right now.
They got the tools to do it. They really do.
Starting pitching right now is it. You look at what they have coming up, what they have going on now with Skubal, with Mize.
Yep.
And Matt Manning, who was just sent down, which I don't agree with.
Well, did you see today? So Bo Burrows, who was with the Tiger organization, he got
picked up.
He got picked up by Minnesota and pitched against Tigers.
Yeah. I mean, he throws up on the mound and gets cut, and next thing you know, he's facing his own team.
Exactly.
But going back to the draft, which we'll kind of go back to that, Lot of
A lot of haters.
lot of controversy.
A lot of haters
with this first round pick, Jackson Jobe. I don't necessarily. I know we talked on the OC. I know Coach Pat was really
He's very
critical
against it.
about
very against that pick.
About the pick. But my feelings is this: he's a special pitcher who has a talent that you really haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah.
With his ability to spin the ball, his slider. So now you take a kid who's 18.
Mm-hmm.
You say 5 years. 5 years. Don't even think about touching the big leagues for 5 years. He's going to come up. He'll be 22, 23.
And see, here's the thing that people see, well, okay, well, you drafted a guy out of high school. They are like,
Chappie's right.
Yeah, no, he's right. Yeah, high upside.
More
high up.
Absolutely.
But the thing is with that is everybody, so like, I'm like realist when it comes to baseball. Like, in my personal opinion is like, I'm all about development. There is very far and few in between where you will find a high school baseball player that can have such a dynamic impact on the league from any position. It's just not pitching. It's just in any position. Like, you look at it from this point. Look at Bryce Harper. He left high school at 15 years old.
I mean, he
got his GED, went to a JUCO.
And 17 years old.
And then came in. At a very young age.
Yes.
He was a very special player at that time.
Right.
Jobe has only been, he just started developing his pitching within the last couple of years.
3 years.
Within the last couple of years.
The phrase that they talked about on the draft night was he started taking baseball serious.
Yeah.
3 years ago.
But here's the thing with that is, so the guy was not actively working on the craft until like the last 3 years. So which means that you have some players who play college, who play high school, and they pitch. That's all they do is pitch.
Yeah.
So you have say the guy goes to a 4-year college, plays 4 years in college, or 3 years, and then plays 4 years of high school baseball where he's pitching, whatever. That's 7 years of pitches. Is that to say that Jobe is not going to be good enough for the MLB? We don't know. Time will tell. However, the draft, like everything else, it's a gamble. It is gigantic.
It is a gamble because it's money and it's potential.
Yeah.
And I think they looked at Jobe as number one, signability. We can sign this guy. Skill level. The ceiling is very high.
Why can't we get sponsored by Busch Light?
Anheuser-Busch, are you listening?
I wish. I'm product placing like crazy. It ain't the first couple I've had tonight.
Let me tell you what, when iLogic makes the big push, maybe Busch Light will be right there and Anheuser-Busch.
See, and here's the thing I always talk about. Everybody, even Pat, and I love Pat to death.
Yeah.
On the OC. Love Pat to death. He's not a big fan of high school players and everything like that. But what I really do is I agree with you, Chappie. It says it all boils down to player development.
It is.
You know what? And it's not. There is no rush.
I think that's what they look at.
I mean, it's a flip of the coin. Hey, this guy's got it. This guy doesn't have it. I'm willing to say that in a couple of years, the guy's going to have it.
Well, and here's the thing that a lot of the scouts said. Mechanically, he's
sound.
solid.
Oh yeah, I heard he's sound.
You don't have to work on his delivery. His approach is major league ready. So now it's just developing him, mature wise, and getting him some innings against upper echelon pitchers, and he'll be a best mission here. He's probably by the end of the summer,
he's gonna get knocked around. He'll probably be down in Lakeland.
He's gonna be with the Flying Tigers for a while.
Yeah, he'll be with the Flying Tigers,
but that's okay because he's 18 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's got the skill level that gives them the opportunity to say, "Hey, we're gonna let this guy grow. We're gonna put some mass on his body." But what's exciting is their second round pick, Ty Madden from University of Texas, who was projected 10 to 15 in the first round. They got him in the second.
Yeah.
So that's a classic example of signability.
Yeah. See, I mean,
Signability with the draft. A lot of teams will not pick the top player available for the simple fact that, you know what, he
Oh.
demands too much money,
oh,
and they only have so much to spend, so they're only gonna, they go after people that will be able to sign and will benefit them moving forward. So I think Ty Madden is a pitcher who's got experience, pitched in big level games, and it just goes to show you that the Tigers are following suit in the way that they've always been, with building their farm through pitching, and championships go through pitching. I do like.
Chappie, get on there and join it here. I just sent you the link. Go ahead and join on.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, and a lot of the baseball stuff, like, I mean, I'm pretty fluent with baseball, but Chappie, he really, when it comes to like analytics behind everything and everything like that, he's one of those guys that just knows, he knows baseball, and he even says right now he just dropped Big 12 baseball is no joke. You're right. It is no joke. It is absolutely no joke whatsoever.
So my next topic that I want to talk about is the fact that they kind of went pitching, and there was a couple teams out there that every draft pick they took was pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, since the Tigers kind of didn't address middle infield to like the 4th round, 95th pick, does that tell you that they're going to go be buyers come the trade deadline, or are they going to look into the offseason?
I don't think it's going to be trade deadline. I honestly think it's going to be more on the lines of offseason. Unless, are they going to be fielding phone calls? Are they going to be making phone calls? Yeah, for sure. I'm sure they're going to try to find.
Well,
I'm sure they're going to try to find a bargain.
I think every contending team out there is calling the Tigers on Jonathan Scope.
I hope they don't.
Well, selfishly, no.
I hope they don't, but it is what it is.
Selfishly, no, but I mean, you can't ignore the fact that
Chappie must be in bed with his wife. He won't log in.
But he has, he had a slow start.
Yep.
But if there's anything Jonathan Scope's always been, is consistent. And they got him playing first base, so it's a new position, and
wait, hold on. I'm not even going to put this comment up on the screen yet right now, but I'm just going to say, are they sleeping in the same bed with you?
Oh, I hope not.
God,
yeah, Chappie, please tell me it ain't
God,
so.
Tell me so.
Yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's always some type of weird fantasy that people have with the mother-daughter thing, but goddamn, please don't tell me this is
it. Pornhub is full of
fake. It's all fake stuff.
Oh, I know.
It's all
come
fake.
out. No, breaking news. That's fake.
Breaking news. So
breaking news.
Yeah, whatever. It is what it is, right, Chappie? Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
he is from West Virginia. Oh boy, you're Burry. Yeah, boy.
Well, who's your sister? Who's your sister?
So anyway, so they did not take anybody within the middle infield. Like, I mean, my thing is okay, Jackson Jobe. Okay, that I consider that a project. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. So, what did you see the Pirates? Their first round pick.
Yeah.
Who was a big surprise. He signed today, and the signing bonus, which is normally mid $8 million, he signed for mid $6 million.
Yeah.
And he said, because I want the Pirates to be able to sign the other players that they drafted.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this guy that they picked he's a throwback. He's a throwback, and I think really they looked at him as somebody who will help this team in the future.
Oh, I'm sure.
And he's the best bat in college baseball over the season, and that's why they took him. So just kudos to him for taking $2 million less, just for the simple fact that I want the other guys to be signed. But I think that comes down to baseball more than any other sport. where teams only have so much money that they can spend,
Yeah.
and they have to use it on guys that they know A are going to help them, and B are going to sign.
You know what
And
really makes me excited about this show tonight? Is that Chappie's watching it
yes,
with his wife laying on one side and his
and
mother-in-law laying on their son.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I love it.
I can only imagine with
And he's responding to a lot of stuff. So you know what, dude? Hey,
hey,
so listen. So
Hey.
August 17th, River City Media has asked us to join the
QB1.
Randall
Seven
Cunningham,
Dust has
the
arrived.
QB1, has asked us to join in with a. They're going to do a football preview, but however, he wants us
Yes.
to talk about Big Ten,
Oh, Big Ten.
hey, and NFC North.
Oh.
I'm ready for that.
That's going to be a good time. And you know damn well, against your better judgment, we're going to talk about Seven Dust.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not.
QB1. He's going to squeeze it in.
So in the offseason, I think what they're going to do is they're going to try to sign a shortstop of some stature, whether it's going to be a Corey Seager, a Carlos Correa.
Well,
who else is
you have Javier
Baez.
Javi Baez.
They're not going to get Baez.
Well,
they're not going to.
Well,
take
here's
Baez.
the thing, and I kind of broke it down. Like, who's the best shortstop? We'll say that has the most value. Correa, obviously.
But
all
I
around,
I don't think we have enough garbage cans.
all around, offensively, defensively, leadership, energy, best in baseball. Has a relationship with AJ Hinch.
True.
But
So is Verlander.
He'll end his career here, but that'll be another show. But
Trevor Story.
Okay, I don't think. See, you take Trevor Story out of Colorado. Is he Trevor Story?
No.
I mean, I think he definitely takes advantage of the fact that the air is so thin there. His numbers are.
The hair is still so thin.
His numbers are so much higher in Colorado, in Denver, than they are on the road. I think he's a hell of a baseball player.
Yeah.
Long term, probably not. Corey Seager, I absolutely would love to have him here.
Yeah.
Long term solution, yes.
Yes.
He's 28. He's got all the tools that you want.
But here's the thing: is I think, and this is just me thinking, I think the Tigers are going to have to overpay to get somebody in here.
But are they
and
going to do that? Right? Are they going to do that right now?
I don't want them to.
But here's a list that I compiled of some lower tier.
Let's hear this list.
Some maybe not the top of the top.
Yeah.
But will get you through until possibly Nagy's contract runs out.
That peanut gallery is pretty loud.
It is. But that's all right.
Yeah,
it's kind of nice having folks in here. And Andrelton Simmons,
okay,
who is probably the best defensive shortstop, defensive infielder in baseball.
We're getting stared down right now.
That's all right.
After I made that comment about the peanut gallery.
That's right. The penis gallery over there.
The peanut. Well,
Simmons has
one half. Go ahead, keep going.
Stop it. That's wrong. Doctor. Anyways, Andrelton Simmons, I think defensively, he's probably your best bet. He's not going to wow you at the plate.
No.
He's going to defensively, he's going to get you a Gold Glove. And if you go back to Jose Iglesias, who was here before, I'm just giving you a rundown of
that'd be a gigantic
mid-tier.
That'd be a gigantic negative. No, fuck no. No.
Or you have Marcus Semien,
no,
who can who can hit the ball. Marcus Semien, but defensively, he's a big liability. But those are only stopgaps until A, they have enough money, or B, are willing to spend money.
True.
So I think at this point you look at it as do they want to add that much? Because Correa, Seager, even Trevor Story,
Yeah.
Baez is going to be gone next week. The Cubs' demise has already begun.
Oh yeah, they're fucking absolutely
They're
unloading.
they're gonna unload half of their team, which hey, it is what it is. But
Hey, it's business.
It
You know what?
is.
And it's funny because you look tall, but you get traded. It's business, no big deal.
you have to look at it that way. And the Cubs are in the business of winning, and when they're not winning, they have to move on.
Try
And
to win, yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So, do I want them to go and get Carlos Correa? Absolutely. Do I think them adding? He's going to go after Lindor money.
I'll tell you right now, this would make my kid extremely happy right here. A comment that just came in from old Chappy Chap, Dansby Swanson. God damn. I tell you right now, you would have
Yes.
2 kids in the Southline
Yeah.
area that would absolutely jump for joy
Do you think
to have Dansby Swanson.
think Atlanta will let him walk?
Well, realistically speaking, if you look at it from
Especially with Acuna and
if you look at it from my point of view right now,
their young pitching talent.
even though they went and they lost Acuna, and then they went and picked up Jack Peterson, so they're shifting people around. Do you think they're going to really let Dansby go? But if they did, I'll take him. Fuck yeah, I'll take him.
Well, they're not going to let him walk.
Vanderbilt?
They're going to trade his ass.
No, that's what I mean.
And it's going to be a haul in return.
Whatever.
Because he's, outside of Acuna, you build around him.
I'll take Dansby.
Oh, hell yes, absolutely. No question about it. So I guess, you like the way the Tigers, come out of the second half with a sweep against Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of touched on it a little bit last week. Realistically, what do you feel is a legitimate finish for the Tigers?
I'm thinking maybe just maybe a couple, maybe a couple games under 500.
Yeah, I think at this point, being Tiger fans and
Chappie chimed in and said that QB1 says there's going to be a fire sale in Atlanta. I would take. I would take Dansby. There ain't no way. I would take him in a heartbeat. But here's the thing: as long as we can re-sign him for a long-term deal, because I wouldn't want to give up a bunch of capital for somebody that you might have for a year or two. I wouldn't. Because realistically, when you look at it, the Tigers are definitely a couple years away from making a scratch on something.
So I wouldn't. 3 years.
Yeah, so I would. I definitely would not want to just kind of just like unload the farm on him
for a part-time guy.
Yeah, I'd want something like
he's going to resign here.
Yeah.
Is he going to look at the future and say, what, they're right on the precipice?
Yeah, you could be like, oh, Avila.
What do you say name is? Avila? Doesn't your kid play? Isn't he Alex Avila?
Yeah.
No, that my son's name's Alex Avila. My name is Al Avila.
Yeah, Al Avila.
Yeah. So to me, Tigers are they're playing a little bit better than I think. Most Tiger fans can agree.
Dude, they had 31,000 fans yesterday.
Weather brings out fans, and the fact that obviously restrictions are gone.
We haven't had an opening day, so they treated it as a second
yesterday was supposed to be the opening day 2.0, but overall, I think right where they're at now, they're going to finish third. Maybe their pitching staff and their bullpens have been a bit disappointing, which the first game of the doubleheader surprised me. They held that 1-0 lead for the entire game, I was surprised, but was a bit surprising. So I think right now to say third place within 10 games of 500 is realistic, and I'm not going to say that would be a disappointment.
Yeah,
but considering that there wasn't a single talking head that thought they were going to finish anything other than last place in the AL. They're sitting in third place in the Central, and you know what? It's better than we all expected, and so, but Moving on.
Yeah. So
Did you see the story that came out today about Michigan?
yes.
Michigan football?
Yeah. Signed a deal with MDN. Is that who
The
it was?
MDN, which
Yeah.
is a established apparel company in the Detroit metro area, they are going to allow players to monetize. So if you go in there and say, "Hey, I want the backup quarterback. I want a jersey of the backup quarterback. Make a custom jersey." That backup quarterback is going to get financial gain from that. He's going to get a cut from it, and any other player that they give custom jerseys to, because the university was able to find a loophole
Yep.
that said, "Okay, we're not going to sell licensed NCAA
Man, fuck these mosquitoes, man.
apparel." I'm not getting it, but I sprayed. I was prepared.
I mean, my fucking legs are getting chewed up.
Did you spray?
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
you're getting chewed up.
So these players are going to get a monetary gain.
Yeah. They
But-
deserve it. You know
No,
what?
absolutely.
You know what? And for a long time, I was one of those guys who was, hey, well, they're getting a, you know, if you think about it, if you guy who can't play football, we can't play we can't play a D1 level, D1, 2, or 3 level. Hey, these kids are getting an education. We're like, oh yeah, they're getting an education. That's good, whatever. But you know what though? A lot of these kids that are playing D1, they're all not going to play college. They're not
No.
going to play professional.
What,
So you know what? If
yeah,
you
what's the
can,
percentage?
if you can, capitalize on your name, capitalize on your looks, capitalize on whatever you can, make that money, support yourself, support your family.
Sure,
I'm all for it.
And
Fuck
I,
them.
and
Fuck the man. Fuck NCAA.
Yep. But
Pay that man his money.
My opinion is this:
What's that?
I think it's going to.
Not that your opinion means shit to me, anyways.
Right,
but whatever.
right. I think it's going to benefit the NCAA.
Pay that man his money.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I think it's going to benefit the NCAA because you're going to have players that are going to say, you know what, I'm sophomore, I could go pro, but you know what, there's money to be had. There's money to be had.
You know
I'm
what,
gonna
you-
stick around instead of a late first round. I could play another year, and I could be an early first round the next year.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna. So
Think about this. Wagner, last year in Michigan. Dude, he is not a fucking. He's not a first. In my opinion, he's not a first. He's not a top 10. Not a top 10 in NBA. Not
No.
at all. I'm going to the NBA. Okay, you suck. You're not going to get shit. Look at Dickinson. Dickinson's like,
Yep.
I'm going to the draft,
Yep.
and he's like, well, I can make money on jerseys, and I can make
Yep.
money on this, or I can monetize on my name or my likeness.
Mhm.
Fuck it, I'm staying
Yep.
another year. You
Yep.
know what? Good for him.
well, I'm staying another year.
Get that money.
I'm gonna make money.
You're gonna get an education.
I'm gonna continue my education, and I'm gonna get another some more skill level because I'm gonna play.
Exactly.
I'm gonna play.
Yep.
Every minute of every game. Maturity under Juwan Howard.
Yep.
Preparation for the
I agree.
NBA.
I agree 1,000%.
I just think you're going to start to see a lot more college players really think, you know
Yeah.
what? Okay, so I'm going to create a logo. I'm going to be able to get paid. And you know what? Here's the thing. Michigan is saying we welcome this. We welcome this.
Yeah. That's why they're like, hey, look, you guys can. You know what? If you guys want uniforms, buy them from MDM.
Yep.
Which
And they're still Nike Jumpman jerseys.
exactly.
But here's the other thing. You take a school like Georgia that says, do not think you're going to put the Georgia G, which is trademarked. You're not going to put that in your logo. You cannot mention anything of Georgia if you want to make money on your Instagram page or any kind of apparel. It's forbidden. They have absolutely said you will not make money off our name. So does that say a player coming out of high school that says, I've got 250,000 followers on Instagram.
Fuck you, Georgia.
I could make a shit ton of money as a freshman.
Yeah.
And with apparel, with selling so now that player says, do I go to Georgia or do I go to Michigan? I think that's players are going to start to lean towards the schools that are going to say, we are all in favor of players making money off themselves. Yeah. And you're going to start to see more schools that are going to say, hey, okay, well, you know what? It's working for Michigan. They might be getting the top recruits because of the fact that they're going to make money off the jerseys that they're going to sell. Because let's face it, these fans go out and buy a jersey with the number on the back. Yep. They're buying the jersey because whose number is that?
Yep.
And when these players can profit off that, which they should, I think kids are going to start to think, you know what, I'm going there.
It's a recruiting tool.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly. And exactly what Phil said, it's a recruiting tool. And also he said it's a great point.
It is.
Great point.
And you look at Michigan
listen.
Yeah. They've done something right.
That's a talking point right there.
They've done something right. And coming from Harbaugh, who I'm the first to say I'm not a fan of. And I have been clamoring for him to be out of town for the longest time. This is going to help them bring in the kid that says, well, I want to go to Alabama, or I want to go to Georgia, or I want to go to Clemson.
Yeah.
But you know what? I have more money-making opportunities to go to Michigan. And here's the other thing.
Michigan's like, make your money, dude.
I'm going to play right away.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. Like these kids, I mean, Xavier Worthy were left, which, you know, speculation is he didn't have the grades, which kudos to Michigan. If you know what, staying true to who they are. Yeah. I don't know if that's the case, but these players are going to really think, you know what, it might be more financially better for me to go to Michigan. And you know what, let's face it, as a Michigan fan, as you and I are, they can take all the help they need.
Oh, yeah,
and it is what it is. So I think it's a great thing. We
anyway, we really need to wrap this up because somebody's
got to be on a plane.
Yeah.
Someone's got to be on a plane. Well, before we go, did you hear what Stephen A. Smith had to say?
Hey, so talk about that for a minute. I got to step outside for a minute.
Okay. All right.
So talk about Stephen A. Smith.
So if anybody out there, Stephen A. Smith was asked the question of Shohei Ohtani, who is probably the biggest storyline, we'll say, that has happened in Major League Baseball in probably the last 20, 25 years, who led off for the American League in the All-Star game. He started pitching. He's leading all of baseball with home runs, coming in at 33. We're seeing things that we've never seen before with Ohtani, who is from Japan. And he came in last year and he was injured, and I don't think anybody saw the full scope of his capabilities, but this year he has been nothing short of spectacular. Not only is he the best hitter in baseball, he's probably one of the top 3 pitchers as well. And what he's been able to do, I don't think anyone has ever seen since Babe Ruth. And even when Babe Ruth was doing his thing, Babe Ruth wasn't pitching when he was hitting home runs. But so Shohei Ohtani, just unbelievable talent. And Stephen A. Smith was asked the question, like, is he the face of Major League Baseball? And basically he came out and he said something so racist and so belligerent that I don't know how he still has a job. He made the comment that said the face of baseball cannot be a Japanese player.
I want to say thank you to the ladies of Speakeasy for bringing the beverages over. We appreciate it. But Stephen A. Smith just needs to go. I'm sorry. He just needs to.
I mean,
what they need to do is they need to get a milk carton fill his office full of his shit and just fucking get
Get
rid of
out.
him. Because you know what? I'm going to tell you right now. So in the society that we are in right now, I'm scratching a mosquito bite right now. But the
Chappie agrees. He shouldn't have a job. He shouldn't.
you know, it's like, okay, the time that we are in now is what we're trying to do as individuals and as people is we're trying to bring people together as one. And this fucking idiot comes out and was like, hey, if the guy needs an interpreter to talk to somebody, fuck him.
Yeah.
We don't. It's like, dude, really? It's like, where do you get off?
It's world game.
Like, where the fuck do you get off? Exactly. So we have teams that play in the Little League World Series from Japan who probably look up to Ohtani as like, hey, look, this is our guy right here.
He's their hero.
Or China, or actually anybody who does not live in the United States.
Look at ratings in Asian countries right now.
And this guy comes up,
they're probably through the roof.
If he needs an interpreter, we just can't fucking put him in the face. The only thing that really hurts Ohtani is that he plays on the West Coast.
He plays for the Angels.
Well, no, he plays on the West Coast. It's not the Angels. He plays on the West Coast.
Yeah, late games.
And it's all the late games. He's not playing the 7 o'clock start or something like that. But I will tell you right now, he is a modern day Babe Ruth.
I mean,
of talent we have never in my lifetime. I'm 42.
I'm almost 44.
Yeah, and we have never seen a talent like that ever. A guy who can pitch,
who pitches and leads off.
A guy who can mash the ball.
Oh, he's
it's crazy. It's just, I mean, it's absolutely.
He's reinventing the game of baseball.
Exactly, and it's a shame that you have fucking assholes like that. Yes. ESPN. ESPN should have just escorted him out, or should have denied his access to anything ESPN related. Because
why do you think ESPN allowed him to apologize, which was bullshit?
You know what? Fuck his apology.
Is it because
fuck his apology?
Is it like around here where we have Valenti, who's controversial, and it's ratings? And is it a similar situation like that? Like people watch Stephen A. Smith because you don't know what he's going to say.
But you know what though? Here's my thing: I'm a big firm believer of freedom of speech. I am.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm a firm believer of freedom of speech. However, I will say you're also freedom of the repercussions that come from your speech. That guy right there.
Well, when you make an asinine comment, he should be gone. He should have absolutely been gone. And you know what? Shame on ESPN. And they threw his ass in the UFC pay-per-view last week, which is a whole nother thing. Like, this guy is a complete buffoon.
He needs to go.
Yes, he does. Go back to Philly and bitch about, or New York and bitch about the Knicks, wherever you came from.
The guy shouldn't be allowed in front of a microphone or a fucking camera again.
I agree. And it just kind of goes to show you.
Unless he's got a podcast on iLogic Media.
then we would be supportive of that.
No, I wouldn't. I would probably still call him out as being a chump ass bitch.
But it's just the way society is developed in this day and age.
And exactly what Chappie just chimed in with. He said, he's got speed. He could steal 40 bases easily.
What's he at? Like in almost 20?
So plus? I mean, it's one of those things. Like he is a baseball player that you and I dreamt to see. Like
never seen anything.
Like our great grandfathers watched some good baseball.
Oh sure.
And now that we get to see
my dad talks about.
We got a guy who is in the mainstream media who absolutely just fucking shits on a guy because he doesn't speak English.
Because he's not.
He doesn't speak English.
He's not black or white.
He's gonna shit on him.
Yep.
Fuck Stephen A. Smith.
I mean, you're watching a guy that, like I said, he's changing.
God, I'm mad right now.
He's changing the sport, and guess what? Guess what? You're gonna start to see.
Thanks, Danny.
Players that are gonna come into the college game, gonna get drafted, that are gonna say, hey, because of Shohei Ohtani. You know what? There's a lot of pitchers that were dominating hitters in college, but then when they became pros, they just never focused on hitting.
I get it.
They're going to start to say, hey, why not? Why not me? And I think that's good for baseball. And I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you can speak English or not. I'd say 60% of the players in baseball today can't speak English without an interpreter.
Here's my thing:
Who gives a shit?
Hey, here's my thing.
Put something on the field and entertain me.
I honestly, I don't give a shit if you speak English, if you speak Spanish, if you speak Japanese.
Oh, I don't care.
I do. I don't get. You know what? You getting that bot? Let me tell you something. Baseball is a world game.
Absolutely. When
you step in that box, the only language you need to speak is baseball.
Play ball.
Baseball. That's it.
When you can pitch and you can mow down a lineup and then lead off.
And lead off.
And you're going to hit a 470-foot home run, which you did right before the playoff.
Yeah.
The All-Star break. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You are unbelievable.
And he doesn't take batting practice.
No, doesn't take batting practice, which is phenomenal. But you know what? That might be his nature. That might be what he is prone to, what he's used to, and which even goes to show you how much more of a talent he really is.
Yeah, and exactly what Chappie said. He goes, "Why is it their responsibility to speak? Dude, it's a national. It is an international game. I don't give a shit what they speak. If you could get in that box and you could hit 470-foot bombs,
I don't care. I don't care.
You know what? If he played, and I bet you right now, if he played in New York, he'd be sucking his. You know what?
Well, look at New York. They're who's their catcher in New York?
Sanchez.
Don't speak.
No.
He does an interview all the time with interpreter, but no one ever says anything.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Right, absolutely. Danny, who just chimed in. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, Danny, thanks for
watching.
It's late.
It. Yeah,
I mean, normally this late, we'd cater to like JP, but obviously JP hasn't.
He chimed in early.
Yeah, but
he chimed in early.
He must be doing something else right now.
He might be.
Anyway.
Must be on the back nine.
So anyway, we had a bunch of show notes and everything like that. So we wanted to touch on the UFC 264.
Yep.
I don't think we're gonna have time because we're really getting up against it. We spent a lot of time on baseball, which was the big thing. But UFC 64, everybody knows. Conor McGregor,
the end of a legend,
doctor stoppage. But I'll tell you right now, he just needs to be done. He just needs to hang it up. Say, hey, look, you know what? It was a fucking hell of a run. I did some good things. I did some bad things. Let's move on.
1 win in 6 years.
Yeah, I know.
It's time. And
but here's the thing is, so his claim now is that he had fought with stress fractures in his leg.
No.
But I will tell you right now.
I don't buy that.
I'll tell you right now. That kick that got blocked with the forearm elbow area. That did it. That fucking did it.
So if you have stress fractures in your legs, ankle area, I'm not going to spend the first minute of the fight focusing on kicking Poirier, working on his calf area, which he did, and he hit him probably 3 or 4 times with some solid kicks.
Oh yeah.
And to the point where I thought, man, Poirier can't take too many more of those shots.
But he started off well.
Well, the first 2 minutes of that fight,
but
he dominated.
It's like, dude, as soon as dude, and I'm telling you, that was I've seen some pretty gruesome injuries in my life. That was pretty bad.
And
I've seen remember Joe Theismann?
Oh yes. Oh, that was terrible.
I remember watching. Dude, I wanted to puke.
Anthony Munoz.
Yeah.
In the Super Bowl.
Oh
yeah. God.
Oh yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing is I hate about it because the next day, all I saw on social media, which is one of the roots of the evil when it comes to watching stuff like that, is I can't tell you how many different posts I saw with that leg.
Oh.
Snap back like that. I'm like, dude.
Well, the still shot of him before
Well, I'm surprised it didn't break skin.
How did that bone not bust
I know
through?
Exactly.
So I was watching the fight live, and to me it was weird because they spent probably 2.5 minutes on the canvas. So the first minute, Connor pretty much. There were a couple instances where you thought, well, he's gonna tap out.
Yeah.
And Poirier was able to flip the switch, get on top of him, and he started just drilling him with elbows. I mean, he was absolutely putting the wood to him. And then all of a sudden,
laying the lumber to him.
All of a sudden, he got up.
Yeah.
He got up. There's about 10, 15 seconds left. He got up. And then I wondered at that point, why are you letting him up? I think he knew that fucking ankle was gone. Because
ankle or leg?
It was lower leg, high ankle.
Dude, it shit was blown out.
Right. So I think he knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
Because he, even in the post fight interview, which was golden, by the way.
Yeah.
He told him, I broke his ankle when I checked him.
Yeah.
And I think he knew that thing was gone because he got up, he stood up, and then Connor stood and went to take a step, and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And we were, obviously we were in the house because the mosquitoes were killing us out here. So we went in the house and watched it, and I think the people at the end of the street could have heard me go, "Oh my goodness!"
Yeah, it was it was definitely like I saw it like the next day and saw some repeats of it, and I was like, airborne.
But the best fight of the night was O'Malley and his fight against Chris Mutino, who took the fight 2 weeks in. O'Malley broke every record with punches landed.
You look like a troll doll.
This oh yes, it was green hair, and he did look like a troll doll. Yeah. This guy took everything, even the kitchen sink and the trailer in the backyard that hasn't been moved in 15 years.
Yeah.
And he stood. And good old Herb Dean called it with about 30 seconds left.
Give that guy a ton of credit, dude.
Unbelievable.
That was good for him.
Unbelievable fight.
You know what, though? I saw the next, 2 days later after the fight, he was back in there.
Back in the gym.
Training again.
Yep. Because
so good for him.
He's taking the best of his opportunities. And there's no doubt that UFC is going to say, hey, we want this guy back in because he's a brawler. And that was interesting. Sure. So.
All right. Well, on that note, we're gonna hit it.
We thank everybody for tuning in late night, and we will hopefully see you here.
Another episode of Easy
Definitely
Speak
for sure.
Next few days.
So you guys have a good one. Take care. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
We'll see you.
Apple and Spotify. Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Easy Speak Cast for the latest and up-to-date news. Cheers.